Hey, it's Ryan Reynolds, and I'm here with Keith, co-star of my upcoming film, If, only in theaters May 17th. Do you want to tell people the big news? All right, I'll do it. Sign up now and you'll get unlimited for $15 a month and 6 months of Paramount Plus Essential Plan on us. MintMobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 equivalent to $15 per month. Unlimited over 40 gigabytes per month. Face lower speeds. Videos at 480p. Active Mint customers by 531.24 get 6 months of Paramount Plus Essential Plan. Auto renews after 6 months. Offer ends May 31st, 2024. Separate Paramount Plus registration required. Terms and conditions apply if rated PG.
Delicious meets nutritious in the snack that packs a real protein punch. Wonderful Pistachios. Each 1 ounce serving of Wonderful Pistachios has 6 grams of protein, giving you over 10% of your daily value and making Wonderful Pistachios one of the highest protein nuts. But perhaps more than that, I love all of the flavors they have. Their sea salt and vinegar ones are my favorite when I'm craving that flavor but want to keep it healthy. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. Wonderful Pistachios come in a variety of flavors, like chili roasted, honey roasted, smoky barbecue, and jalapeno lime, perfect for enjoying with family and friends or taking them with you on the go. Whether you're a pistachio purist who loves cracking open every nut, or you prefer the convenience of no shells pistachios, Wonderful Pistachios has got you covered. Grab Wonderful Pistachios and elevate your snacking game today. So fill up with a healthy snack when hunger strikes. Visit wonderfulpistachios.com to learn more. That's wonderfulpistachios.com. It's another Q&A edition of Optimal Health Daily, episode 2564, and I'm Dr. Neil Malik. Hey there, happy Friday, and welcome to another Q&A edition of Optimal Health Daily, where I answer your health questions related to fitness, diet and nutrition, and more. You send in the questions, and I answer them for you. And with that, let's jump right in and hear today's question as we optimize your life. Today's question came via email. Janelle writes, "Hello, I heard you could get a free journal workbook if I submitted a health question to your show. That motivated me to finally send one in. Here it is. Everyone knows how bad sitting is for you and how much movement improves workplace performance. Do you have any tips on how to incorporate more movement into a traditional workday, especially ways in which your sedentary boss and coworkers won't accuse you of shirking your work? Thanks." Thank you for the question, Janelle. I'm so glad that our offer of sending you a free workbook for sending in a question motivated you to do so. We are finding through survey data that for those of us in the US, we are working longer hours at our jobs and taking fewer breaks. And the breaks that we do take don't usually entail going for a walk. Instead, the breaks are usually centered around food. In a previous life, I was actually one of the ergonomists at the Universal Studios theme park in California. My job was to make sure people were safe and efficient while working for the park. I worked with a number of different populations, but I did notice a trend amongst those that worked at a desk. Their posture suffered. When we sit in our office chairs and stare at a computer screen most of the day, the muscles in our lower back, our abdominals, trapezius, and our neck begin to fatigue. So over time, it's natural that we'll begin to slouch and hunch over our keyboards. The same goes for those of us that spend a lot of our days driving. If you're listening to this while sitting at work or driving right now, I'm willing to bet you just adjusted your posture just by me bringing more awareness to it. Now, this is something I'll come back to, this idea of posture. But over the long term, if no corrections are made, chronic pain could be in the near future. Now, before I talk about getting in more movement during the day, I wanted to provide some advice with regards to how your computer is set up. First, your computer monitor needs to sit straight in front of you, not at an angle. Also, it should sit at a specific height to relieve neck and eye strain. When you're seated at your desk comfortably, the top of your computer monitor should sit slightly below eye level. This will help maintain a neutral neck position. Here's how you can do that. When you're seated comfortably at your desk, your eyes should be in line with a point on the screen about 2 to 3 inches below the top of the monitor casing, not the top of the screen itself. Next, let's adjust your chair. It's actually best to have a slight recline angle in your office chair. A reclined posture of about 100 to 110 degrees is ideal. Basically, you don't want to be sitting upright. That's going to quickly fatigue your core muscles. Also, when you're working, be sure you sit back in the chair and that your back feels supported in this position. Your feet should be placed flat on the floor, or if they can't reach, on a footrest. Now, about rest breaks at work. Most health agencies recommend that a break be taken every 30 to 60 minutes. During this break, stand up and move around if you can. Even if this break lasts for just 3 to 5 minutes, it helps. It forces you to refocus your eyes on other objects, which is great for long-term eye health and, of course, gets the body moving. Now, if you choose to go for a walk, you can help relieve some of those chest and neck muscles by making sure your posture while walking is perfect. An easy way to do this is to make sure that when you walk, you make a very gentle fist. Then, gently turn your wrists so that the knuckles of your thumbs point straight ahead. This is automatically going to force your shoulders back and down and force you to stand upright. It's simple but effective. Okay, what do we do about those that may not appreciate the fact that you're taking care of your body and going for these walks or taking these breaks? Meaning those that might accuse you of taking too many breaks and not getting your work done. Well, then you can start to think about performing chair exercises. So you're still in your office and improving your fitness at the same time. For example, you could work on your flexibility. You could perform some chest and neck stretches. Because we often hunch over at our desks, our chest and trapezius muscles stay contracted. So to relieve these muscles, we want to move them in the opposite direction. You can do this in a seated or standing position, but here's the basic move. Raise both your arms straight in front of you until they are at chest height. Make sure your arms touch. Then, turn your palms up so they face the ceiling. The pinky fingers on each hand should now touch. Now, with palms still facing the ceiling, slowly open up your chest by separating your pinkies and moving each arm towards the wall behind you. At the end of the move, your thumbs should be facing the wall behind you. Try and make your thumbs touch behind you. Now, you won't be able to, but just thinking about it will force you into a deeper stretch. As you try and get your thumbs to touch behind you, gently exhale to get a slightly deeper stretch. To stretch the neck muscles, first place both arms by your sides so that your fingertips face the ground. You can do this standing or seated. Imagine there's a light weight dangling from each of your hands, pulling your trapezius muscles down. Then, gently turn your head from side to side while keeping your arms at your sides with those imaginary weights, keeping your arms reaching for the floor. As you gently and slowly turn your head to either side, exhale. Now, while seated, you could perform some calf raises and calf extensions. So now we're talking about a little bit of resistance style training instead of flexibility. So again, while seated, with both feet flat on the floor, flex and extend them. You should feel your calves engage. You could also lift one leg at a time and perform single leg extensions. And this move you need to do while seated. Now, you'll start to feel your quadriceps and even your stomach and lower back start to engage when you extend your legs. And if you're working at a desk, the advantage is no one's going to be able to tell because all of this is happening out of sight under the desk. Now, if you have meetings that are held remotely, try to stand during them. If you can move your body while standing, like gently walking in place or doing standing squats or standing calf raises, that would be even better. Of course, if meetings are held on Zoom with your camera on, these movements are probably not possible, but simply standing is still an improvement over sitting. Okay, now that you have all this knowledge, how do we encourage ourselves to actually take these breaks? Just like you were motivated to send in your question, we need to find a way to trigger these behaviors. After all, working at a computer can be hypnotic. Hours can pass without us even realizing it. So, to be sure you're getting those breaks in, one of the easiest things you can do is to put a reminder on your phone or on your Outlook calendar at work. Set the reminder so it goes off once every hour during the workday. If a reminder once every hour gets annoying because it's just too often, try setting it for every hour and a half or every 2 hours. I promise it'll still help. We're driven by the search for better, but when it comes to hiring, the best way to search for a candidate isn't to search at all. Don't search, match with Indeed. Indeed is your matching and hiring platform with over 350 million global monthly visitors and a matching engine that helps you find quality candidates fast. Ditch the busy work. Use Indeed for scheduling, screening, and messaging. 93% of employers agree Indeed delivers the highest quality matches compared to other job sites. One of the things I love about Indeed is that it filters out incompatible applicants. So when you're hiring, the process is much faster, and you only have to consider applicants that are already likely to be a great fit. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/health. Just go to Indeed.com/health right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Indeed.com/health. Terms and conditions apply. Need to hire? You need Indeed. Thank you again for taking the time to send in your question, Janelle. Now, if you want to send me a question and have it answered right here on the show, plus get a copy of our workbook just for doing that, you can email your question to health@oldpodcast.com. Or if you want your voice played on an episode, come by oldpodcast.com/ask. Right on that page, you can record straight from your computer's microphone. It's really easy. You can even play back your message and do retakes before sending it in. Or you can do it the old-fashioned way and call in your question. The number is 161-I-LOVE-OHD. That's 1-614-568-3643. All right, that's another Q&A edition of Optimal Health Daily. Thank you so much for listening every day and all the way through. I hope you have a great start to your weekend, and I'll see you back here tomorrow where your optimal life awaits.